Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Garret here in Campbelltown. It's another Home Songs for Life with yours truly, Les Oman, and I'm going to start off with it's a kind of autumnal song. So I'm not trying to depress anyone because I actually quite like autumn. So it's one of several phases of my life we'll go through tonight in the course of this broadcast. So this is from the nice kind of nature loving period, which didn't last very long, but this is a song called Music in the Wind. Kestrel overhead hangs in the air as the sea breaks hard on the shore. I turn my head to the cold driving rain and head for the hill once more. I can hear music in the wind. I can feel magic everywhere. Sense of freedom is all around. Wild as a gypsy in my soul. Wild as a gypsy in my soul. Yellow leaves and bracken, golden brown, while small birds glide on the wing. They bring to the dawn their greeting for the morn. The rain is gone and now their hearts will sing. I can hear music in the wind. I can hear magic everywhere. A sense of freedom is all around. Wild as a gypsy in my soul. Wild as a gypsy in my soul. And as the day fades to the night sky, my head is clear, my thoughts are still. I turn around and head for home. Happy now it's autumn on the hill. I can hear music in the wind. I can feel magic everywhere. A sense of freedom is all around. Wild as a gypsy in my soul. Wild as a gypsy in my soul. That was Music in the Wind, a song for the impending autumn if it hasn't arrived already. So that was from my kind of nice, optimistic, nature-loving period, but soon that gave way to absolute cynicism. So the next song even is from that next period. For for my sins, many years ago I was the manager of a fish processing factory in Tarbert, and it always struck me that the people who catch fish, process fish, etc., they don't do all that well out of it. They do okay, but there's always these sort of spivvy characters that manage to get an extra £2 a kilo just by picking up the phone and talking to somebody, and we were kind of plagued by these kind of people in the early 80s, and they seemed to be expert at giving out orders, not actually doing any work, playing golf, going away on exotic holidays. We were doing everything for them, and they're cleaning up. So we had a kind of guilty, well, we weren't guilty about it at all. The only pleasure we had in dealing with them, except when they sometimes paid, was that we were able to just fill their head full of nonsense, and we always had this kind of idea that they didn't know anything about the subject, so we would come up with utterly ridiculous concepts like a fish with 3 fillets, or for example, and you'll pick it up in the song. There's various outrageous things that we told these guys, and they must have passed them on, but it must have worked wonders, you know, because they still managed to keep on selling the stuff. So there's probably a couple of words I should tell you about. A gur is an old Scottish word for an iron hoop. Typically children would use it. They'd play and they would run after their I think they had a kind of iron sort of lever or something, and it would be a street toy anyway, so it was a gur, and it was iron, so it was like somebody would jump through a gur, through a hoop. So that's one thing I should tell you about. The other thing is a bit strange at the end of the song. There's kind of conflicting geography going on there, but that was because these guys would try and feign some kind of interest in what we were doing, and they would say something kind of fairly irrelevant to where the fish were caught, like, oh, is that near Ardnacross Bay? You know, they'd look at a map and pick somewhere, and so we always kind of said yes. And so the species of fish that were from Ardnacross Bay in this song, it actually mentions a place called Toberonicky, which is actually the capital of the island of Ling, and it's miles away and nowhere near Ardnacross Bay. And a line caught scouder, well, if you can imagine a stinging jellyfish, a red stinging jellyfish, nobody in their right minds would actually buy a line caught scouder. Although I always thought it would be quite a good additive for a shower gel or something like that. But anyway, that's just the way my mind goes. So this is a song called Sea Fish, and it's for my friend Lachie Patterson up in Carradale. He knows exactly what I'm talking about here. So here we go. Eugenes on the golf course, astride the 14th tee, and wonders if his horse came in at Newmarket. Top of his backswing, his cronies start to laugh at something that he told them on the 13th green. He said, do you know you can get 3 fillets from a fish? And scallops, he said, they can cry in tears. Scotland, I got people who jump through gears for me, whilst I relax from autumn through the summer. Eugenes in Marbella, and he's soaking up the heat. Knotted high covering his fevered brow. His trouser legs are turned up, his socks are turned down. Last night's karaoke is just a hazy memory. Alright now, baby, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. But his motor phone switched off and it's lying in the sand as he tries to count skinned dogfish to help him get to sleep. Do you know you can get 3 billets from a fish? Scholars have said the grand tears, mussels speak the Gaelic, clammy news are deaf, blackheads on the longest steams and scunner. Scotland, I've got people who jump through gears for me, whilst I relax from autumn to summer. Eugene's in the office, he goes nearly every week. He's giving someone earache down the dog and bone. Listen, friend, I just don't care. A fish is just a fish. It's only pounds and pennies that I truly understand. But as far as you're concerned, I couldn't shout it any louder. You got the finest Toberonic line cut scout. The finest Toberonic line cut scout. And it came all the way from across Bay. The finest Toberonic line cut scout. All the way from across Bay. The finest Toberonic line cut scout. The finest Toberonic line cut scout. That was Sea Fresh from my cynical period. The next song I'm going to need a little prop for. I'm seeing some people here, so hi Steve, hi Chris, and hi Rosie. Hello, good evening everybody. Thanks for joining, watching. So this next song I'm going to do, I'm going to hold this up now, and some people, if you live in the west coast of Scotland and more likely the Highlands of Scotland, if you're a certain age, you were probably exposed to this. It must have been the first ever concept album. It came out in 1963. It's called Highland Voyage. Now, I've got a special attachment to this because the guy that wrote all the songs, he was an actor called Alec Mackenzie. That's him down there. He was famous, and he was a skipper in the Maggie, and the other guys that are involved ended up on the famous Vital Spark TV programme after this. But Alec was a good friend of my parents, and quite often he would appear for his dinner when he wasn't away on location shooting some film somewhere. But he also appeared quite often of a morning with songs that he thought he'd written in the middle of the night. He would waken up in the middle of the night, and in the old days, this is a bit scatological, but in the old days, a lot of households had what was called ISIL medicated toilet paper. It's not a very pleasant thing to talk about or even to think about if you're of that age. But Alec would go through, the only bit of paper he had to hand was this ISIL medicated toilet roll. So he would turn up at our house. I would be, I'd be 2 or something like that at the time. So I don't really remember it. We've got bits on reel-to-reel tape of what was going on. But he would have these ideas and he would ask my mum to play the bit on the piano. Then he'd get my dad to play, to sing the bits and the different lines and try different things. And through that he crafted, there were a fair few of these songs were crafted in our sitting room. So I feel very emotionally attached to the Highland Voyage album. So I'm just going to do one of my favourite songs from it just now, just because I can. So this is my version of a song called Heading for Dunoon. So when you've been aboard, I might even start it again. Oh, we've got a comment here, ISIL sandpaper, more like. Well, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, that's glad to see somebody had the same kind of experience, Mr. Fee. So try that again. When you've been at sea for weeks aboard a puffer, and you think that nothing ever could be rougher, except ISIL. Vow that once ashore you will go to sea no more, but you come back in spite of all you suffer. And it's cheer up lads, we'll be alright soon. We're passing Paddy's milestone and we're heading for Dunoon. I've been aboard this puffer now for weeks, and a razor blade has never touched my cheeks. My socks are full of holes and my shoes have lost their soles. There's no button left to hold my breeks. And it's cheer up lads, we'll be alright soon. We're passing Paddy's milestone and we're heading for Dunoon. When I joined the ship at first I looked quite spry, but with all this greasy work I look a guy. My hair once nice and wavy's all messed up with soup and gravy. My throat's the only thing that's ever dry. And it's cheer up lads, we'll be alright soon. We're passing Paddy's milestone and we're heading for Dunoon. Donkey engine and the crane, but it isn't that leads me to complain. It's the scunner when you're getting bits of coal and wire netting, and the tatty soup the cook forgot to strain. And it's cheer up lads, we'll be alright soon. We're passing Paddy's milestone and we're heading for Dunoon. And it's cheer up lads, we'll be alright soon. We're passing Paddy's milestone and we're heading for Dunoon. Dunoon on the port bow, skipper. So that was obviously an episode from my childhood. That was from Highland Voyage, that was heading for Dunoon. And so that more or less takes us, we've got quite a lot of stuff about the ISIL toilet roll now. Sharp enough to cut your bum, says Chris Annetts. Rosie says ISIL was a luxury, we only had old newspapers. Steve says on a nail in the outside toilet. I think we really need a support group here for all those people that were traumatised by the ISIL medicated back in the day. All you young folk nowadays, you just don't know how lucky you are, that's for sure. So, this is me coming up to my last song now. But before I play it, I was talking about the lads there, so I wanted to just say hello to two wee pals of mine. So that's Innes and Archie. Hope you're watching, listening. It's maybe not just now, you're maybe in your bed, but maybe you'll get to see this tomorrow instead of Stickman. Hello, and I hope you enjoyed your holiday at the log cabin home in the sky. So this next song is kind of my current state of mind, I suppose. It's a song called Five Bob Ogre. So Mr. McCallum's just dialed in from the M74. He's stuck in the M74, so I hope he doesn't need a snorkel there. I hope it's not too flooded. This is still going on. Steve Byrne Lavy Paper Trauma. So not two V's in Lavy. So yeah, this song's called Five Bob Ogre. It's for a friend of mine, Douglas Lipton, who actually has a Five Bob Ogre, a real Five Bob Ogre. For the younger people, Five Bob is, we're really doing all our yesterdays today. Five Bob was 5 shillings, which is approximately 25p in today's money, although it was obviously worth a lot more then. What else do I need to tell you? A guinea was 21 shillings, which was just over £1. So I suppose £1 and 5p would be a guinea now. Douglas has got this Five Bob Ogre, which is a kind of thing with a hunky sort of leather kind of I don't know, neck piece bit that he got in some craft shop, and I think it was Blair Gowrie back in 1968. But he called his publishing company Five Bob Ogre, and I liked it because I immediately had an impression of what a Five Bob Ogre would look like, a kind of cheapskate, I suppose. I'm not saying that the guy in this song is like either of the two gentlemen, but physically I think there's a kind of strong resemblance, possibly a cross between Nigel Farage and George Galloway, but that's for other people to decide. Anyway, this is about a Five Bob Ogre that's down on his luck and trying to get back, trying to just lead a normal life and be accepted by society, but not doing that well. But anyway, Five Bob Ogre, and this will be my last song, so in case I forget at the end, tomorrow night it's MJ Temstra that's on. Dave was going to, if we had a wee bit longer, he was going to give me a coaching session on how to pronounce that, so I'm sorry MJ if I got that wrong, but same time tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, at the usual links. Here's Five Bob Ogre. Oh, yeah. Five Bob Ogre in a 15 guinea suit, leaning against the back door, singing the lyre, making jazz hands, eyes screwed up, staring at the floor. A Five Bob Ogre struggling to survive, out of work, out of time, out of money. A Five Bob Ogre in a black fedora hat, kidding himself that he's funny. Badness was in me, there's no denying that, but I cleaned myself up by and by. A Five Bob Ogre struggling to survive, out of work, out of time, out of 5-bob ogre in a black fedora hat, kidding himself that he's funny. Oh, funny. Yeah. Funny. With my caps and full strength and a double-double and a little bit of mild intimidation, try as I might, I just can't escape my unsavory reputation. 5-bob ogre and I'm struggling to survive, out of work, out of time, out of money. A 5-bob ogre in a black fedora hat, kidding myself that I'm funny. 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 I put LEDs in the kitchen and the hall, trying to do my bit for the planet. I even cut the grass for the woman next door. That dog's mess is wild, they should ban it. A 5-bob ogre, out of work, out of time, out of money. A 5-bob ogre in a black fedora hat, kidding himself that he's funny. Funny. I'm a 5-bob ogre, just trying to be nice. I lurk outside the men's shed every day, but nobody will ask me and nobody seems to care about a 5-bob ogre standing in the rain. A 5-bob ogre struggling to survive, out of work, out of time, out of money. A 5-bob ogre in a black fedora hat, kidding himself that he's funny. 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 That was 5-bob ogre. That's me just about done. I've got a few more comments to go here. Ah dear. So how much would a pack of Izal be in modern money? I have no idea. I never used to buy it. I was just a junior person in the house. It was mostly my granny that had it, actually. Rosie's not sure now if there should be 2 V's in Lavy. Right, well that's a wee project for you before you come down to do the home song, to find out many V's are in Lavy. Steve's got his own ideas here about external hygiene. That's me. I think I'm done. Quick, Mr. V, get me out of here. Thank you.